Hello book people, PT Hilton here with my October 2015 TBR. This is my kind of my 1 year anniversary of BookTube. A year ago this month is when I first kind of discovered BookTube and I started participating in different things. I joined the BookTube Reading Buddies group on Goodreads, and their Halloween challenge was one of the first things I did. So I'm definitely going to be doing that again. That's going to be part of what I'm doing this month. They have different daily challenges throughout the month, and look forward to participating in that. Along with that, I'm going to be reading The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks, which is one of their books for this month. So I'll be doing that, but also, follow me on Twitter if you want to see some of the other things that they're having us do, as well as I'll probably make some related videos as the month goes on. But I feel like I going back to my roots with them, because I haven't been as active in that group as I would have liked, and that was part of my how I got into BookTube. So I definitely want to get back in on that. This month also I'm going to be reading Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson, and its sequel Shadow of Selves by Brandon Sanderson as well. Usually a sequel is by the same person who wrote the original. I've found in my travels throughout the world that to be true. So those take place in the Mistborn world, but years later. So I'm very much looking forward to that and seeing Sanderson in maybe a little less of a high fantasy setting, although it's still high fantasy, I guess, but more of a kind of like early industrial era kind of setting, I think, is what it's all about. So I'm going to be reading those very early in the month. Of course, we've got the Dream Read-Along still going for Sandman. I'm actually going to be a week late on my Fables and Reflections video, so I'm pushing everything back, but I did have a buffer week built into the schedule, so I'm still on track. Crazy week this week with going to the Speculative Fiction Southeast Conference and some other things, so yeah, that's my excuse. But I'll be back with my Fables and Reflections video next week. Also, I gotta finish Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which I started. I did a video on my review of the first 20 or so pages of that, which I will link below. My one guy, one book, one beer review of that. And finally, I'm getting back to reading more indies. I've been, I am a self-published author, and I want to support other self-published authors and kind of highlight the really good ones that I discover on my channel. So here's a couple that I'm going to be reading this month. I'm going to be reading Ridgetop by Carol Irvine. I've read her book, Who is Del Zero, which is a great science fiction dystopia book. This is like a thriller, though, more of a thriller, and it takes place in the Appalachian Mountains, which is where I live, so very interested in checking that out, and I know Carol can write. And then I'm also going to be reading Dying for a Living by Corey Schrum. Corey is an author that I met at the Speculative Fiction Southeast conference this weekend. I attended a workshop that she did, so very interested in this book. It's got a lot of very positive reviews, and I believe it's the story of this woman who her job is she can die for you if you're going to die. When you're kind of like quote-unquote scheduled to die, she'll like somehow take that death for you, and she'll die, and then she can come back to life. I'm not sure what the details around that are, but very fascinating premise. Someone who takes people's deaths from them for money. So it's a series, and it's got very good reviews. Very interested in checking that out. Kind of an urban fantasy thing. So if you're an urban fantasy lover, look forward to me talking about that book. That is what I'm going to be reading this month. I'd love to hear what you're going to be reading BookTube. Put it in the comments below. I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.